Say something again.
So he was in the shower, and I was singing...
There we go.
All right, stop talking.
Okay.
Welcome to the G.N.A podcast, Games, Nerds, and Alcohol, where I normally have something witty to say right now, but I started day drinking, and, well, now you're stuck with this. We have a great show tonight that we're going to blitzkrieg through because we actually are going to be guests on another show. We're going to be guests on Thoughts and Shots here. So right after we're done drinking and recording this show, we are going to mosey on over to their show, and we're going to be on their show. So it's going to be fun. Hopefully we're still going to be on their show. I actually haven't heard from them all day, but actually I did hear from them. They sent me a recipe. So yeah, we're going to make some booze and then we're going to go hijack their show. It's going to be fun. But first off, we got to talk about Doom.
Wait, we're not going to go into our usual stuff?
No, dude, I said blitzkrieg. Oh, fine. Fuck it. Well, you heard him. We got Zyber joining us tonight. Zyber, how you feeling, man?
I felt better.
Felt better?
Doing better because of libations, but yeah, I felt better.
Like, you got shot again, or?
Just work stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, work stuff sucks. Everybody hates work stuff. And we also are being joined
by Britstar.
Britshark.
Britshark, that's me. I'm the Brit of Britshark. Hi.
Ladies and gentlemen, my wife.
Gotta love it. Well,
yeah, I do.
First thing we gotta get into, of course, the most important thing. What is everybody drinking? And, well, I mean, to be perfectly honest, gentlemen, I don't give a rat's ass what you're drinking. I'm wondering what she's drinking. Because that glass
right?
looks, from this angle, that glass looks like it's like 5 times the size of a normal wine glass.
Okay, I am so fancy. I am drinking Chardonnay from Cooper's Hawk.
You had me there with Chardonnay, and then you're like, Cooper's Hawk. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, well, you know, we can't all be too fancy.
Well, at least your pinky was up there as you were drinking, so that's...
My pinky was up, and I am drinking from a proper wine glass, so that's something.
All right, well, come on, tell me. Give me some info. What's the attack like? What's the finish? Come on.
Well, it's not
How's the
fruity.
body? What are the legs?
It's not fruity. It has a bit of an oak barrel taste. Because that's what Shark told me.
Yes, we just call me Blue, huh?
I mean Blue. Whatever your name is. I'm married to.
It's all right. You can call him whatever you scream out in bed. It's all acceptable here.
Okay. Well.
All of a sudden, shithead starts rolling out.
No. And yeah, what else did you tell me it tasted like?
It has a mild grape taste to it, and like a mild fruit taste to it. And yeah, it's like a little bit of a leather feel, and then it just kind of finishes with a nice mild oak.
Nah, it's all right.
It's a white wine. It's Chardonnay. They sometimes make them, they age them in steel barrels, or finish them in steel barrels so they don't have the oak taste to them.
All right.
Fancy. My pinky is up.
What about you, Blue Shark? What are you drinking?
I am drinking rum. I am having Pampero dark. It's a dark rum. It's an anniversary. It's their 25th anniversary rum, which is funny because Cecil, you bought this for me. You bought me one of these. Not this specific bottle, but you bought me this stuff back
in 2017, before I even knew Britshark.
Mm-hmm. So, it is, I'm trying to remember which one you're from. It's an imported rum. Where did you come from? Venezuela. So it's a Venezuelan rum. It's very good. I don't drink it with anything except for ice. Honestly, I don't like mixing it with fruit or anything. I just like it as is.
It's disgusting.
She does not like it.
It's all right. Most of the rums that I drink, Lex doesn't like either.
But no, it's got a sugarcane taste to it. It doesn't have that thick molasses taste to it.
I'm surprised. It looks really dark. I would think it has that like burnt molasses flavor.
Yeah, I would think.
Like caramel vanilla notes or.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely strong on the caramel end. Caramel. Dang it, you Northerners and your weird words.
Caramel.
That's right. But yeah, I'm wondering. Doesn't mention anything. It is dark as molasses.
I mean, it is pronounced caramello.
Caramel.
Stretch it out, caramello.
But it is.
It doesn't sound right if you say caramello.
No, it's not.
Right?
But it's a very nice $40 rum.
You spent $40 on that?
Mm-hmm.
Shut up.
Oh,
Okay.
you don't want to know how much I spend on rum. I've bought $150 bottles of rum.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Are they better? Are they worth it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I had the probably the best one I had. The Kirk and Sweeney was good, but the Methuselah,
Yes.
I think it was a 21-year-old Methuselah. That was a great rum. Me and my brother polished that entire bottle off in one night. It's just fantastic. What about you, Zyber? What are you drinking?
Well, you mentioned something that I wish I had, and that's Kirk and Sweeney. I don't. I want to get the XO of that at some point. But I'm just chilling with a Guinness. I've been drinking them all night. I drank through two of my coffee Guinness, and just hitting the straight up dark draft.
Dude, that's awesome. Guinness is such a great and easy drinking beer. Everybody kind of complains on how heavy it is, but it just, I don't know. Maybe I've just been drinking it so long, I just don't get heavy anymore.
Yeah, the last two drinks I dropped in that shot glass you got me from England, filled with Ardbeg. It's actually
Ardbeg.
nice. Yeah, it adds a nice smoky peat flavor to the Guinness, and it's really nice.
Nice.
It's a nice compliment.
Very nice. Well, I myself, I'm going with a little bit of a moldy oldie. It's a drink that I've had, Christ, I've probably been drinking this since 2000, 2001, somewhere around there. Actually, no, sorry, 2002. It's a Nutty Irishman. If you don't know what a Nutty Irishman, it's hazelnut liqueur or frangelica and Bailey's Irish cream with 1 or 2 ice cubes in it. And you can add milk if you want to thin it out. I personally prefer it just straight up, just booze on top of booze. Really great flavor. You don't even realize how much you're drinking until you're 4 or 5 in, and then you realize that you can't stand, and yeah, it's not a good day.
And I remember having those during breakfast after a night of drinking.
Oh yeah, they're just fantastic. They're just so yummy. They go down so smooth. You get the creamy flavor from the Baileys, and the hazelnut just kind of gives it that little slight nutty flavor at the end. It's just yummy. Very sugary, syrupy flavor. So if you're on a diet, it's probably not the best thing for you to go for. I hit my target weight though, so I'm okay with drinking a few extra calories tonight.
Congratulations.
She got a dog bed?
No, it's a what do you call them?
Papazon?
Yeah,
A love swing?
No, it's one of those circular chair. You mean the wine
I would say
glass.
how she's doing that without spilling that wine is amazing.
So far.
Like, I literally was sitting there watching that wine go back and forth. I'm like, how has that not come out of that glass yet?
Wait. If that is called a pompazon, which it very well could be, that is a weird song. Pompazon? Pompazon. Isn't that what he says?
I'll be right back.
All right, hon.
I thought he said, how bizarre.
Maybe he does. Ladies and gentlemen, I highly recommend to you that you never discharge a firearm in an enclosed room without ear protection.
Words of wisdom from Blue Shark.
You're welcome.
And Craig, like the bitch he is, left us.
You still got a backup
Yeah.
Skype recorder, right?
Oh, I got so many backups going on. It's ungodly. Anywho, State of Games.
Gotta grab some pussy too.
State of Games is where we talk about what we've been playing for the past week, or we pontificate on how we feel games are today.
Yep.
So while we let Blue figure out mic mute, Zyber, what's your State of Games?
Well, my state of games actually includes something other than Animal Crossing this week.
No shit.
I played about 35 minutes of Horizon Zero Dawn.
And?
Yeah, on PC nonetheless.
And how was it?
It looks a lot better on PC than on the PS4.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
You got at 1920 by 1080 or
I
did you have 4K?
have it maxed out in 4K.
Nice. Yeah, it's got to look beautiful in 4K. What about you, Blue? What's your State of Games?
So I actually got a chance to play on Monday, I think it was. The week runs together. Anywho, I played the Division 2 with a buddy. We
Nice.
did some heroics. We randomly matchmake with some people. Yeah, it's good. We did that one mission, and I wish I could remember it. I hate the mission. Honestly, it's I think you're going into the federal bunker or something like that, and
All right.
it's originally with the Outcast guys, and there's like a fire room. Yeah, that's what. Wrong Outcast, hon. These guys have fire and exploding vests. But anyhow, so there's that one where you got the guy who's like trying to break through the mine shaft elevator with an axe, and he like chases you around.
Yeah, I remember that one.
We did that on heroic with like a featherweight who's like level 2, and then I'm like level 23, and the other two guys were like plus like whatever the max is. They're pretty much up there, like in the hundreds. But I pulled out Bullet King, which is it's an LMG, and you don't have it's a belt fed LMG, like all good LMGs. But there's no magazine for this one. Like you do not have. And that magazine's probably not the right term, but it's basically the ammo that you have for the gun is the entire belt. So it just wraps around the gun. So you never reload, you just run out of ammo entirely. But man, I just let loose when that guy came through with that thing, and it just started shooting him, and then a second one spawned. So we had two heavy guys, and it was a lot of fun. The weak guy was really handy because he had like all this tech. He had a huge tech build and basically kept us up with automatic revives.
How big was his tech?
The biggest.
It was huge.
It was huge. It's the biggest one I've ever seen.
My honey, you're gonna have to lean in closer.
It was the biggest.
That is just marginally better.
Well, my State of Games has actually been pretty cool. I've actually gotten a little bit of gaming in this week, which is a stark contrast from every other week. Daymok actually picked me up Evil Genius 2 I loved the original Evil Genius. If you've never played Evil Genius is a management style game, but you play, well, if it's not obvious, an evil genius. And you're literally trying to take over the world, and you suffer from all of the same woes that you would expect a megalomaniac to suffer from. It's an entertaining game. It's a quirky, funny game. It's a base management game. It's just really entertaining. If you haven't played it, give it a shot. Other than that, I've been playing a bunch of Words with Friends too. Mostly because I love it when Lex kicks my ass in video games, and she is a god at Scrabble. So I pretty much just play that game so that she can beat me maliciously. Alrighty, so we got to talk about Doom.
It is really bad at letting me speak. I just want to let y'all know. Because I was going to say I love Words with Friends.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel ya.
Well, then we'll
good.
We'll have to hook up with Words with Friends so you can kick my ass too.
Yeah.
I like how you just went, yeah, and it's not like, oh, let me make you feel better. You'll win too. No, just, yeah, I'll kick your ass.
Well, maybe. Maybe not. I don't know.
No, you'll kick my ass. I'm fully aware of this now. Like the way you were just so confident, like, yeah, I know you're going to.
I'm usually not confident about anything, so that's interesting that you said that.
You
Yeah.
get pretty cocky when you've been drinking.
Do I?
Yes.
Maybe I need a drink when I do everything in life.
No, let's not become an alcoholic.
Hey, no,
Okay.
It's not an alcoholic. It's a functional alcoholic.
Ooh.
Functional alcoholic. That
No.
would be great.
I know a lot of people who are functional alcoholics. I mean, I knew them.
You knew that.
All right, let's rip and tear
Doom.
until this is done.
Yeah,
Rip and
let's
tear.
rip and tear.
Ew. What does that mean?
Doom, rip and tear until it is done. It's like
You got to
I
show,
can't-
dude. No. Put Mike Mute on. Show her the Animal Crossing. All right. So, in case you weren't aware of a little game called Doom, Doom came out for fucking ever ago. It's by now. Everybody always says it's id Software. I don't know. I still call it ID Software. Maybe I'm
Same.
wrong. Maybe they're wrong. I don't know. I don't really care. But it came out for fucking ever ago. And the funny part is that everybody calls things a Doom clone. When Doom really wasn't the first one that did it. Can anybody remember what the first game that actually did that whole style was?
Wolfenstein.
I think there was actually a game before that, but Wolfenstein is the one I remember because I got it on every single one of those free frigging discs. And who does not love gunning down Nazis and Hitler?
I sure loved it.
Not me. Nope, not me.
You don't enjoy gunning down Nazis and Hitler?
I don't know how to do that.
No, I'm not saying you know how to do it, but would you enjoy it?
Would I enjoy hunting down Hitler?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. He's a
See?
bad guy.
See, everybody enjoys it. Zyber
What is
tested,
happening?
Brittany approved.
I don't know what this is.
So, yeah, that dropped December 10th, 1993.
93. And then Doom 2 came out in 94. I forget when it was, but I know Doom 2 came out the year later. It was pretty much the same engine. It just added some extra stuff on it.
Their marketing, though, for that game was insanely brilliant.
Oh, yeah?
You release
Dune
a free
buggy.
demo, you get to a certain point, then hey, if you want to unlock the whole thing, pay us.
Yeah. Yeah, like they were one of the first. And it worked.
I mean, they literally coined the term game as a service.
Yeah. Yeah, because I can remember when I played through, it gave you like the whole first chapter, and there were 3 chapters. And they gave that free chapter out, the first one, on like everything. Like, you couldn't get a PC gaming magazine without a Doom demo in the back. And it was great.
Yeah.
Like, you just you just played up until a certain level or a certain spot, and then it was like, hey, give us some money.
Right. I think the funniest part, though, was when the game came out, it launched at midnight on that date, and everybody tried downloading it and crashed the servers at the college in Wisconsin where they were hosting it.
Holy shit, I did not know that.
Yeah, Apogee hosted it on, what was it, University of Michigan server?
Wisconsin,
sorry. I should have known that. I did watch this last night.
You did? Yeah, I did.
I did. Yeah, it was great. I thought it was a great documentary on id.
Wait, what? You watched a documentary last night?
Yes, while you were working.
I know nothing about you.
And he said I do.
Moving on.
Seriously.
So
I didn't know that.
There's been some great Doom clones since then. One of the most, I think, iconic ones since then was Quake.
Yes.
Quake.
Oh, yes.
Everybody loved Quake. Quake. What did Quake jump in there that Doom didn't have? What did Quake add in?
It added like melee or because they already had they had a bigger multiplayer universe.
Think more simply. What could you not do in Doom?
Oh, you couldn't jump.
Jump. You couldn't jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, that rocket jump in Quake, man, that was the fucking shit.
Yeah, but didn't they also add melee too? Because I don't think Doom guy did melee. He just did guns.
He had the chainsaw, which technically was a melee.
Yeah, but
no, I thought he had fists.
No, they didn't add that because that was added with Doom when it came out in 2016. They added jumping and they added punching for your health.
I could have swore I was... No, yeah. There was punching in the original Doom. You picked up the one power-up and you literally went around and punched everything in one punch and killed it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But that was just that power-up. Like, you can always punch and melee in Doom 2016.
Now we're getting into semantics.
Yeah, we are.
Semantics.
If we want to get into
I know
further
about
semantics, Doom 64, the end of it, sets up Doom 2016 perfectly.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because, like, the way it ends with him, like, in hell. Like, he just stays in hell.
Oh, yeah, and in Doom 2016, he's actually he was in that rock thing or whatever that they brought, the sarcophagus thing that they brought back from hell.
Yeah.
So... My big question, out of every Doom game that you're playing, the Doom guy is always so angry. Why the hell is he so angry?
Roid rage.
Yeah, I mean, like, and they kill all of his friends.
I think they killed his bunny. I think he's really upset about that bunny.
No.
Okay, the second Doom, yes. Because you find out at the end of the first... they found out he finds that the demons have made their way to Earth, and he sees it through a portal, and the first thing he sees through the portal is his pet bunny. Oh, what was his bunny's name?
Fufu?
Sure, we'll go with that.
Sure, why not? With the bunny's head on a stick, on a pike.
Ew! I don't want to be a part of this no more.
This is Doom.
This is Doom.
This is Doom is all metal and killing demons. I mean, the man's is almost like a righteous warrior for God, except he's just filled with so much rage.
What?
Yeah, I was gonna say if he was a righteous tool of God, he's like a hand grenade.
Yeah,
like that would be the tool we'd be referring to.
Yeah,
Holy hand grenade
of Antioch.
Yeah.
So Doom 2 came out, and then I think in 90-something, 97, 96, Final Doom came out, which was pretty much just the first and second game, I thought. I think they added an extra couple of episodes, but that was about it. I don't know what's going on over there with Blue Shark.
I don't either. I got derailed.
More booze.
Yeah,
right.
she's getting a refill.
That's logical. I just saw there was action happening up there, and I'm like, there's something happening. I'm not sure whether I'm supposed to watch and be entertained All right, so
yes, I was going to say, go ahead, Cecil.
No, so there was a whole slew of other games that came out that really the first person shooter genre is what we're talking about. But there was a whole bunch of other ones that came out right around that time. Doom 64 we were talking about, actually Blue was talking about a little while ago. Duke Nukem 3D, which if you guys remember Duke Nukem was actually a 2D side scroller, Commander Keen style. And then they made Duke Nukem 3D. Which,
right, and the thing, though, is the engine, all through the brilliance of John Carmack, said, hey, if you want to use my engine, buy it. And they hoard out that engine like crazy so other people could do similar things.
Yeah, there was Hexen, Heretic, Duke
Call
Nukem.
of Duty.
Did Call of Duty use that engine?
Yeah, Call of Duty, their first game used it.
Really? Well, that I didn't know. Learned something new tonight. I don't think Half-Life used that engine, did they? They used the Havoc engine, right?
No, Half-Life used the first. I think the first one used their engine, and then they modified it into the Havoc engine from that. Because that was I think Call of Duty did the same thing, is they took their engine and they modified it from it. It was like very similar. Everything, the basis of his engine.
Gold Source. That's the engine that Half-Life used. So what was the engine that Doom used? Doom engine used Doom engine. Yeah. Doom engine used the Doom engine. Half-Life
and the Doom engine was user-friendly for people to modify without any issues. That's another thing that I liked about what Carmack did. He wanted people to express their creativity with the game. That's why I have so many different innovations of the game also that were Doom but reskinned as something else.
So here's a fun little fact. Do you guys remember a game called The Seventh Guest?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Never heard of it.
So
can't say.
This are you being a bitch right now?
Yes.
Fucking hate you, dude. I mean, I love you, but I fucking hate you. Okay. A little known fact is that on the second disc of Seventh Guest, there was a hidden data track. On that data track, there was actually some WAD files. And those WAD files, if you loaded them into your Doom game, you could actually play Doom inside the Stoff Mansion. Somebody actually took their time to make the Doom game inside, or make the Stoff Mansion inside of Doom.
That's awesome. Now I gotta try that.
It was actually really bitching when I found out, because I went looking through the disc for some reason, because you know me, I don't just load shit in there and then just blindly play. I'm like, oh, what the hell's on here? Can I tear this apart? Is this an audio file? Is this a video file? Is this a picture? What can I do with this? And I found some WAD, I think they were WAD files. And I looked at them like, what the hell? WAD? I'm like, where do I remember WAD from? And then I went and I looked at my Doom game, and the main file for Doom was a WAD file. And I'm like, no, there's no way this is right. I loaded it up, and sure as shit, I'm playing in Stoff's Mansion. I'm like, this is fucking awesome.
That was one of the. So we've talked about how, like, but can you play Doom on it? Like, well, that's cool, but can you play Doom on it? You know, playing Doom on all of these things, like a pregnancy test.
What?
Toasters,
a refrigerator.
Yes.
Pregnancy test.
Yeah, someone actually made.
Wait.
Yeah. Someone took a digital displayed pregnancy test, and they modified it so you could play Doom on it, the original Doom.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. And don't try to make sense of it, because it never will.
Yeah, but anyhow, that was one of the great things about Doom, is that they made it so easy to mod. Like, they didn't hide anything. They didn't make this like you had to hack the game. Nope, they were just like, go ahead.
Yeah, have fun.
And then they had like a huge modding community, so you just got to go through and play the game again with so many different things added to it.
Did you guys see the Beautiful Doom, I think is what it was called? Or Beautify Doom or something like that project?
No, the only thing that I saw project-wise that was beautiful Doom was the one that they did with all the anime characters.
Really? Tell
Yeah.
us about that.
It was very adult-orientated. More
So
so
hentai
than
game.
Doom on its own.
Anime porn?
Yes.
Hentai. That's what that's called.
Hentai?
They call it
It has
hentai.
a name?
It has a name.
It does have a name.
Many weird fetishes in this world, there are names for them.
Ew.
Which makes me think of the whole thing of people complaining about wearing masks. You're literally saying that you're weaker than a furry.
Wait, what? What?
I thought of that the other day. Anyway,
Not wrong.
I just posted in recording chat the mod itself, the beautiful Doom, and it's cool because they added in a bunch of stuff like sliding and jumping, and you can actually aim up and down. It's not just you're aiming forward anymore. You can actually aim up and down and around. Honestly, I thought it was a pretty decent mod, and thought it was really funny that people were still making mods for the Doom game.
Yeah, I remember the first time we got mouse look personally, and that was when I started playing Quake, and you had to put in .mouse look or something like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, there's a lot of little creature comforts that like nowadays you don't even think about, but back in the day you just didn't have.
Right, and being so spoiled with all those nice additions, going back to those after so many years of not playing them, thinking you can look up, but you can't.
Yep. Yeah, and you're like, no, can't do that. No, where am I getting shot from? And you just start doing 360s and realize that he's a level up from you, just wrecking your face. Like, why can he look at me and I can't look at him? But then you realize that if you just aim at the wall and pull the trigger, you actually will shoot up and kill him. Great mechanics, I tell you.
You know what's interesting is that Doom to me for the longest time was like a horror-esque game, but when I was going back and I was like learning more about these games, because this was one of the things like I don't know if you guys had this issue or knew anyone who had this issue, but Doom was a very controversial thing when I was growing up because of the Christian community that I grew up with. And that was a game that it was like, no, you don't play that game. That is an evil game. Like,
well, you're going to hell.
Yeah, you're going to go to hell.
What?
Which is funny
Are
because
you making stuff up?
no, this was something that like parents did not want kids.
Yeah, that was around the country. That wasn't just where Blue Shark was. That was literally around the country.
As Blood in Mortal Kombat. So all these games got lumped into one area of, oh, they're evil.
Yeah, they were like, it was the gore, the violence, but it was also like, I remember the big thing was there was demons in this game, which is funny because that's what you do in this game is you kill demons.
Yeah. So it's not like you're sitting there going, hey, let me make a pact with you. You're like, hey, let me shoot you in the face.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. So, one of the things that, I always viewed it as a horror game as a kid. And I think I got to see I saw most of it of Doom 64, like maybe like 10 minutes of it. But I thought it was a horror game. Resident Evil is more of a horror game than this game was. It wasn't until Doom 3 came out where they got the lighting down, they dimmed it, and you had a flashlight. Like, that turned it into horror. It was more of just like a shoot 'em up with monsters. It was Castle Wolfenstein with monsters.
Yeah.
Or with demons instead of Nazis and dogs. I don't know, did they have any monsters in Wolfenstein?
Well, the Nazis were kind of monsters.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, physically, like, monsters, like, modified, like...
They did sort of. It was just like the Doomhounds in the first game. They transferred that over.
Okay. Yeah, so that's literally what it was. But it was Doom 3 that turned it into, like, a horror-esque.
Well, yeah, Doom 3 came out in 2004, and Doom 3 was definitely they tried to go down that horror element. Like, it was very dark. You had to rely on your flashlight. Things jumped out at you, and they really tried to go down that horror style of the game, which is funny because I never, ever thought Doom was a horror game. Like, playing it never felt like a horror game to me. It always felt like a shoot 'em up game. Rarely did I ever run out of ammo. And if I ran out of ammo, it was because I was being really cavalier and just like shooting the hell out of everything around me, or I had it on the hardest difficulty level. But yeah, it never felt like a horror game, but Doom 3 definitely had that horror element to it.
Yeah, I think 2 and 3, more so 3, had that I want to be a horror game feel. It was 3 where you actually got to the bottom of hell and you fought the big demon, right?
Well, 2, you ended up fighting the big demon head where you had to launch the rockets.
Yep. Okay.
So yeah, 2, you had to like launch the rockets into its forehead, and actually what you were killing at its forehead was a guy's head on his pike. It's actually one of the developers' heads on a pike.
Yeah. I usually just use the BFG at that point.
Actually, you couldn't use the BFG. You actually had to use rockets.
Okay.
So to kill that guy, the BFG wouldn't, like, the BFG when it hit didn't make an area of effect blast. It just vaporized stuff, but you couldn't vaporize this, so you had to use rockets to actually nuke it out of there. Dude, Doom 3 right now on Steam is $5.
Want to hear something funny about on Steam with Doom? I thought I was buying Eternal, the campaign. I accidentally bought the expansion.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's a mistake you only make twice.
Yeah, that is the second time I've done that.
So, after Doom 3, I think we got where, wasn't there the Carl Urban movie that came out?
Yes. So the movie came out in was it Carl Urban screenplay? No.
The one with Dwayne Johnson?
No, it was story by David Callahan. So
Guys, I know my Carl Urban movies.
Directed by Andrew. What do you mean, Carl Urban?
He was the actor, Carl Urban. He plays Bones in the new Star Trek movies.
That's right, that guy. I always get his name wrong. But anywho, yeah. So the movie with Carl Urban, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, that came out in 2005, and it was loosely based on the video game.
Very loosely, like, that's so loosely based. That was like a porn star after a bukkake and gangbang loose. Like, that's how loose that was.
Yeah, so like
that was Blood Rain loose.
Yeah, so the Ark to an ancient city on Mars discovered deep in the Nevada desert. So they discovered something on Earth instead of discovering something on Mars, which this is how they originally were able to do the teleportation. Is they discovered the technology that was left by the previous people. And so the UAC facility is attacked by an unknown assailant, and a distress call was sent by Dr. Carmack, who was the villain in Doom 3, I believe. I believe it was Carmack. So there was this whole thing with like the guy who Carl Urban's character becomes Doom guy.
John Grimm. Yeah. John Grimm he ends up taking like this whatever shit. It was like some sort of serum. He's about to die basically, and he takes this serum, and all of a sudden, boom, he turns into this ungodly thing. And that's the only point in the movie where I literally start to throw up, because they went first person shooter on it, and I was like, did Uwe Boll direct this? Because this is horrid.
Yeah. It was
he was
in
consulted.
Name of the King horrid.
He must have been consulted.
But yeah, so like, and he had some sort of connection. Like his sister was like one of the scientists, and I think their parents were like really big on the Mars, archaeology side, and they were like discovering like different things. And then their parents, like, I think their parents disappeared on a dig, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
But it was they brought out some of the baddies.
Well, you had the imp,
yeah,
and then Dwayne the Rock Johnson turned into like whatever, one of those horn guys.
Portal demon, I think it was
something. All I know is
was it a gate? Yeah, whatever.
All I know is that movie was downright horrid. Like it was terrible. And I'm a huge Carl Urban fan, and that's the thing that really just chokes me up, because I want to like it because I like Carl Urban, and I watch it probably once a year because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to watch this because I need to like this. And then I watch it and I'm like, God, I feel dirty.
Yeah, I watched it. It was interesting. I didn't know too much about the Doom universe, so I watched it and I was just like, okay, let's learn more about this. But after like the game, playing Doom in 2016, I'm just like, yeah, this is kind of far-fetched.
So fun fact, that Doom movie with Carl Urban in it actually got better ratings than the Doom Annihilation movie that came out in 2019.
Wait, they tried to do this again?
They did. They made another movie called Doom Annihilation. And actually, so in my opinion, Doom Annihilation was better than that Doom movie, because this at least, they went to Mars. Like the imps were there, and the imps were actually like blasting firebolts at people. It was less of a Doom guy and it turned more into a Doom girl, which I'm okay with, but it just kind of turned really weird.
That's way too woke for my taste. No, sorry. It's Doom guy.
See, now there's the thing though, is that I'm okay with a female protagonist. Because
Same
look,
here.
I'm married to a redhead. I know that females can rip and tear. 100%.
Yeah, but she's so puny. Like, I'm watching the trailer right now, and this girl is like, she's just really puny.
Okay, I want to point out, Lex is puny too, and she's twisted me into a pretzel and thrown me 20 feet.
Yeah. I don't find it feasible. Like, you look at, like, Doom guy and the Doom Slayer, like, they're these big, muscular guys. And, like, in the beginning, I love the beginning of Doom 2016. They are anger. They are rage. But you will be worse. Rip and tear until it is done. Like, it's so visceral. And I just look at her and I just go,
studio's closed.
Eh. So what now?
Yeah, I missed that too.
I said, that studio's closed.
What studio?
Visceral.
Oh, dude, that too soon, man. Too fucking soon. God damn. Never will we get a fucking Dead Space game again.
I mean, we can.
No, dude. EA holds the titles. Visceral Studios closed. That IP is dead. Maybe in 30 years when all of a sudden somebody's going through their old IPs and they go, hey, what's this thing about Dead Space? All of a sudden a monolith pops up behind them and Deadites start showing up and they're like, oh, I fucking opened the wrong book. There's friggin' Ash shows up with a chainsaw and I'm going, Klepto Nikto Necktie. And somebody else is going, that's not the words.
But yeah, video game movies, I think we can all agree on are in general, they're not good.
I can't think of a good one that I've seen. I think I've seen it. You know, I enjoyed Silent Hill. If I keep my brain that it's a separate universe and it's not trying to be the game itself, I'm okay. The first Resident Evil movie, the very first, every one after that we're not talking about, but the very first Resident Evil movie was pretty good.
Yeah, but does it make it? I can't get past the fact that it does not line up with anything. Like the characters they pull in, no.
Well, yeah. What characters? They actually didn't pull in any characters from the game.
Yeah, like they pulled them in like in the next game. They're like, or the next game,
next
movie. They start pulling in different characters, and I was like, okay, sure, yeah.
Well, and that's why we don't. That's why we don't talk about any of the movies after the first one. The first one was okay, not great, but it sure as hell wasn't ooey bowl bad.
This is true. And on that, the reboots of the movie look pretty decent.
Are they actually doing it as a movie, or are they doing it as a TV series?
Either one I'll accept and watch.
Right?
A TV series would be better. I've talked about this before, but I know it's Little Gamers Playground. Sorry for the clicking. I mean, I'm kind of sorry.
He's not sorry. He's not sorry.
I'm not sorry.
No,
but the game movies that he stitches together with like gameplay and cutscenes are phenomenal in my opinion. Like they're really good, and I've watched his stuff for Resident Evil, and then I want to say. Did he do it too? A gentleman by the name of Random Black Gamer. He also did some game movies, and yeah, they both of those channels, great. Like they're long, they show enough of the gameplay and they show enough of the cutscenes. Like that's what I think a Resident Evil needs to be a TV series, because it's just, there's just so much to take in. And I just think that's the problem with game movies, is they just condense, and it's just, it kills the story way too much.
They try to show too much. You know, when you got, take Resident Evil. Resident Evil's got a span of so many games, and it's got so much lore behind it that you try to make a movie of that, and I mean, literally the first game you could crank out into 2 different movies. Like you could literally take what happened to Jill and what happened to Chris, and you could make them 2 completely separate movies, and you'd probably still sell both.
This is true, and only have them intersect where they actually run into each other in the game.
Yeah, like I'd watch that. If they had a movie like that, I would watch that. Like, here's one of this character, here's one of this character, and every now and then you see them intersect and exchange. Like, that would be pretty cool.
And that's what Doom also brings to the table. It brings all this lore, all of these things. I mean, the original development of the game, they were just like, no, we just want to kill things. Like, make up the story in the manual. Like, the Kid, it's not Kid Icarus.
Well, Kid Icarus is the one with the wings where he's flying around and he kills Medusa at the end.
No, but
he's talking about the
adventure
Commander
game.
Keen.
Commander King. Sorry.
Oh, Commander Keen. Okay.
Yeah, the Commander King. Like that was like like the story and stuff like that. But they're one of the guys from id And his name's blanking on me now because I didn't take notes on that. Ooh, yeah, I know, I'm horrible. Anywho, like he wanted a story for Doom, and they're like, no, we're not doing that. And then so the manuals, which I miss game manuals so much. There was just so much information in those things. And they were a great crutch for video games. Like, added the content to make the story of Doom, and just from that spawned so much lore. There's a Doom Bible quote that just covers everything, and that's why they need to make video games into series and not movies, because there's just so much information, and you leave too much on the cutting floor with a movie. Even a Lord of the Rings 3-hour long movie, like, you leave too much on the cutting floor.
Or like a 4-hour Snyder cut.
Yeah, which I still need to finish that.
Yeah, I could easily see them turning that into like, really, you could take a lot of these games and turn them into a series, and it's just like, I think of like The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Like the Walking Dead comic books translated great into a series. Even when they kind of like they went outside of the series, because they're like, well, that really doesn't work for live action, and they kind of went away. And then all of a sudden ratings dropped, and they're like, oh fuck, get back towards the comic books quick. And all of a sudden ratings went back up again, and it's really comical to watch. But there's a lot of great opportunity there.
Netflix, Witcher, like,
dude, Witcher.
It's been great. Like,
yeah.
Why not turn, you could turn one of these popular games, like, I mean, Resident Evil is coming out gangbusters. Why not make a TV series, Netflix series?
You know what one I'd want to see, and I don't think it would translate well, but I'd still want to see it, is Metal Gear.
Okay.
Because there are so many Metal Gear games, and there's so much lore behind Metal Gear. Yep. And it really just always ends with, let's go blow up a big walking robot.
And cardboard boxes.
And cardboard boxes, like hiding in cardboard boxes. Metal Gear Solid, you get the friggin' wolf to piss on you, so that when you put a cardboard box on, the wolves don't attack you. I fucking love that.
One series that I would like to see, or I should say movie, be turned into a series, like as a sequel, because the actor from this movie is old enough to represent the character at his current age, and that is Predator. Arnold is old enough to be Dutch at the timeline of when it comes up to the Wild Hunt. You could do the Chronicles, the Diaries of Dutch.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm honestly, minus the AVP movies, those you can take and wrap them up and put them into a nice turd sandwich and launch them at the sun. Minus those movies, I am a sucker for the fucking Predator and Alien movies. Like,
absolutely.
if they could make the AVP, like the first original AVP book, I think it was called Prey. If they could make that into a movie, I would literally throw money at it. I would just watch it. I would go every night after work and go watch that movie. Because that book, I don't know what it was about. I think it was I think it was either Steve or Stephanie Perry. I can't remember who wrote it. But I just remember reading that book in England and just it being like, I'm just going into some really great little details. Like, I forget what the predator's species is called. It's like Yuvati or Yujati or something like that.
Yizit Vong? Who knows?
No, it wasn't the Uzun Vong. The Uzun Vong was from Star Wars. I remember that.
I know that. I'm just saying.
Yeah. But they went into so many little details on like their species that it was just, it turned them from just an alien that's killing people for their skulls, and it turned them into a culture. Like, that first book really made them into much more than just murderous aliens.
That's what the Dutch Chronicles did as well. It brought them into more than just these feral beasts hunting, and showed that, okay, they're intelligent. They are far more exceeding than what they once thought.
Oh, did you guys ever watch that movie Predators? Where the group got transplanted over to... Is she wearing clothes? Okay, she's wearing clothes. All I saw was a head sticking through there, and I'm like, hold on.
He's dying of laughter right now.
Oh boy, what happened? This is why we love alcohol. Oh, it's something on the phone. All right, don't keep us in suspense.
And suspense.
All right, he's laughing. She's on the ground. We might need
Did
to
she
give...
just fall?
I don't know. We might need to administer CPR. I saw a foot move.
Later.
My wife just noticed a Facebook post from her bachelorette party that my sister put up. Or what? No, rather, she put up.
I did it.
She put it up. She misspelled bippity boppity boo.
I know it was supposed to say bippity boppity I do, but it turned into bippity boppity dildo.
I love it.
Oh my god!
She just noticed this several months ago.
It says bippity boppity dildo. I can't.
Light screen, it's not gonna work.
It's not working, but
No.
I just noticed this. This has been like 6 months now. I just
So
noticed.
So it's made its way around the internet.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Bippity boppity dildo.
I'm
All
surprised
right,
that
good
wasn't
night,
in the
everybody.
gifts.
I'll see you later.
Well,
The new
you know,
kind of bop it.
every now and then it's clandestine on how we name the show, and that episode, it's well, yeah, there we go.
There we go. Sting opener
Doom and dildos.
title. Oh, good.
So Doom, after a horrible movie, we talked about Doom 16. So, okay, Doom 2016. You guys both played it, right?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Please, I need an echo chamber. I need affirmation. That soundtrack hits
Fucking amazing.
so fucking hard.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Like-
yeah. Fucking
Like
amazing.
when it starts kicking in, rip and tear is exactly what's going through your brain. It's like, yes, this is happening. I am going to rip and tear. Like, that soundtrack nailed that game.
Yeah, as long as I had fuel for the chainsaw, that's what I used.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Like anything that I could chainsaw apart was going to be chainsawed apart. And the friggin' melee, like if they started blinking like
God,
that,
the glory kills.
I don't care what the hell else was happening right then and there. I was running beeline to whatever the hell that was, and I was pressing that melee button because I was going to rip and tear that shit apart.
Oh yeah, you got to get that glory kill.
God, fuck yeah. Who did the soundtrack? It was like Mike something? Is it Mike something? I'm probably super wrong. It's probably going to be like Bob, right?
Mick Gordon.
Mick. There you go. Mick Gordon. I knew that was close. Mike. God, that guy, like, he's got the little friggin' landing strip for a fucking chin beard right there.
But also, with that game, afterwards, a guest on our show actually did an animation series
Yeah.
involving that and did his own music.
Shesman. Yeah, dude. And like, that's what blew me away because before we had him on the show, I did not realize that he did all his music for that. Like, that is fucking awesome.
Oh my God. Matt Shez been amazing.
Yeah,
And
dude is super talented.
Yeah, this is what turned me on to Chessman was this game. Like his stuff with this is hilarious. And then he starts doing like Dark Souls stuff. But I loved his Doom parodies. They were
God,
hilarious.
yeah. Oh yeah. For
and then they have the guy
sure.
like standing. They have the Doom guy standing, the Slayer there standing with the shotgun, and there's like all this stuff like blowing out. It's like, what are you doing? Cover art.
Yeah, the dude is just fucking super talented, and it's like, and that's just the thing is that he accentuated all of those really dead serious moments, but he points out how comical they are.
Absolutely. A perfect way to show the lightness of the game and the comedy.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got Doom 2016 with a fucking killer soundtrack. And then Doom Eternal came out, last year?
2019.
Yep. Did it come out 2019?
No, I think it came out 2020. Because it was supposed to come out in 2019, but they delayed it.
All right, I gotta Google that because now I'm interested. I thought it came out last year. I'm okay with being wrong.
Yep, 2020.
Yeah, 2020. Okay, cool. That's all right. I mean, I was okay with being wrong if it was 2019, but I could have swore that because I thought it was when the pandemic first took off. That I remember that coming out because it came out and then I almost completely ignored it because my mom died and all that shit. And it was just everything hit the fan all at once. And it was just a really shitty year. So I never actually played Doom Eternal. But I listened to the soundtrack for Doom Eternal and it was pretty bitchin'.
Yep. I am corrected on that, and I remember it now because it launched alongside Animal Crossing New Horizon, and there was all the parodies and then cameos.
Oh, the rip and tear, yeah. Actually, you know what the funny thing is? I never even saw any of those until last week, or actually earlier this week it might have been, when Daymok sent them over, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I started watching them, and it's the Doom guy holding one of the people from Animal Crossing, and he's just like, what should we do? And it's rip,
Isabel, ...
and tear! And then you just see the two of them going ham. It was good shit.
Yes, that was a great crossover.
Oh yeah,
they did.
Yeah, I don't know who thought that up, but that was friggin' amazing.
Which is funny because they originally they remade Super Mario 3 on a PC, and they went to Nintendo. And they're like, hey, yeah, we just remade this game, and they were like, no, we don't want you doing that, because they were all about in-house stuff. They didn't like outside developers. But when Doom was very, very popular, they wanted a port of that one. They also, they did a port of Wolfenstein, but originally that was they'd do dogs or rats instead of dogs.
No, that was
killing
for
people's
specific
fine.
countries. In Germany, you had to do specific things, and in other countries, you had to do specific things. They had to recode certain skins for the game because of rules and regulations in those countries. With Nintendo, they did the Mario 3 and said, hey, we could do the PC port for you because we already have it. And they basically told them, we're sticking to console. Consoles are the future. Yeah, throw that away, pretty much. But, like you said, once Doom became a major hit, they're like, oh, hey, we want that on the, 64?
Yes. was a Nintendo 64.
All right. I hate to sidetrack. But like, I am such a friggin' geek because I'm scrolling through here. I'm actually checking Facebook because I wanted to check on when we're supposed to join in on this other podcast. And of course, this ad for SaberZone pops up. And I was actually just talking to my wife about this earlier today. Like, it pops up and I'm seeing this ad for SaberZone and I'm going, God damn, you know what? I'm selling everything in my house so that when I die, people don't have to deal with selling all my shit. But even with that, I still want a lightsaber.
I can't remember what state it's in, but there was this thing that I saw where you could actually go to this place and learn how to use a lightsaber.
Well, I mean, most martial art places that will teach you how to use a sword pretty much is the exact same thing. Like,
there's this studio where they'll teach you how to do these cool looking twirls and shit with the sword and actually look cool and not look like that one kid in that old ass video on YouTube.
Oh, the Jedi kid?
Yeah.
With the fucking golf. What the fuck is he rolling around? Like a golf club or something?
I think it was like a broomstick or mop stick or something like that.
Yeah, maybe something like that. I don't know. Well, anyway, I just got the message from Devin that he's getting the meeting going soon. So if we want a moment to, I guess, sober up, we may want to wrap shit up and get ready for drunken recording round 2.
Awesome. Let's do it.
All right.
So I guess on that
Britshark,
note,
where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at BlueShark45, and you can also find me in the G.N.A Discord as, BlueShark45.
don't forget that
Cecil?
excuse me at the beginning there. That's very important. I'm Cecil Xavier. You can find me as Cecil Xavier on Facebook. Cecil vs. Games on Twitter. Cecil Xavier everywhere else. Facebook, Ustream, Twitch, Grindr, Tinder, Steam, Ancestry.com, and wherever the fuck else. Look for me. I'm there. It's either Cecil Xavier or Cecil_Xavier. I'm almost always there, and it's almost always me. What about you, Zyber? Where can people find you at?
Well, you can find me on my Twitter or my Instas or on the G.N.A Discord, all at Zyberblood. That's ZYBERBLOOD. And I am rocking my personalized bean today.
I saw that.
From Gearhead merch.
Nice. Well, we hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Reviews help people find the show, so if you enjoy listening to us, let other people know. You can find us on Google Play Music, Podcast Addicts, Player FM, Spreaker, iTunes, Your Listen, Spotify, iHeartRadio, pretty much anywhere you can think of that you can download a podcast, we're there. If we're not, let us know. We'll upload there. We're not doing that anymore. Website? Anybody got a website?
www.gnapodcast.com.
I love how we all try to live up to Daymok and we never hit it. Like we just don't have that energy. We miss him.
No, we don't.
Still pretty good though.
Happy anniversary, Daymok.
Happy anniversary,
Happy
Daymok.
anniversary, Selkie and Daymok.
Have a good night, gentlemen.
Have a good night, brother.
Good night.